Today we're baking up a little slice of summer. This old-fashioned blueberry cake is bursting with fresh blueberries. The cake itself is so soft and tender it just about melts in your mouth. And the cinnamon sugar topping is so scrumptious, it's just to die for. This cake is one of my favorite things to bake when blueberries are in season, and I think you're going to love it. I'm Nadine, welcome to my coastal kitchen. Let's get baking. This cake is really easy to put together. These are the high bush or larger blueberries. If you have access to the wild ones, even better. They're not quite ripe enough here in my part of the world just yet, but another week or two and we'll have wild blueberries. But I wanted to get the recipe out to you now before wild blueberry season, but you can still make this cake and it will be absolutely delicious with the regular high bush blueberries. So we don't need these blueberries just yet, so I'm going to set them aside. And what you should do first is get your oven preheating to 350 and prepare your baking pan. I just have a regular 13 by 9 inch baking pan. I've lined mine with parchment paper. You don't have to line it with parchment paper. You can just give it a good grease with butter and a little sprinkling of flour. But I do like the parchment paper because then you can just lift the cake out all in one piece and cut it into slices. So prep your pan, preheat your oven, and then we'll get started on creaming together our butter and sugar. So I have 1 cup of soft room temperature butter. That's 2 sticks or 225 grams. So this has just been sitting out for a couple of hours in the nice warm kitchen. And I have half a cup of plain white granulated sugar and 3/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. And then just cream those together until they're light and fluffy. So that's looking good. It's starting to get nice and light in color and very fluffy. So at this point I like to scrape down my bowl and then paddle a little bit just to make sure that all of that butter and sugar is well incorporated, and then let that beat for another minute or so until it becomes even fluffier. There, that looks perfect now. Scrape down your bowl again. And now I have 3 eggs. I've had these sitting out at room temperature. You want to add these to your butter and sugar one at a time and just keep mixing after each addition until it gets even lighter and fluffier. 1 in here for now. Add in the next one. And now egg number 3. So the eggs are all nicely incorporated in that butter and sugar, and I'm just going to scrape down the bowl just to make sure that nothing is hiding at the bottom of the bowl that didn't get mixed in. And I have a generous teaspoon of vanilla. That may have been 2 teaspoons. I measure vanilla with my heart. Mix that in too. There, that's it for our butter, sugar, eggs, and vanilla. Just going to set these aside, and now we'll grab our flour. In this bowl I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to whisk into this a tablespoon of baking powder, and I'm also going to add just a pinch or 2 of salt. Now I use salted butter in my baking because it's a little more cost effective. If you're using unsalted butter, go ahead and add a full teaspoon of salt to the flour, but since my butter is salted, I'm just going to add maybe a pinch, a second pinch. That's barely 1/4 teaspoon. And then go ahead and whisk that in as well. So that's it for our dry ingredients. Now we're going to gently mix this flour into the butter and sugar and eggs. So I'm just going to add half of this for now, and then we're going to alternate with a cup of milk. That's about half. And just give that a gentle mix at a slow speed. And now I'm going to mix in half the milk. Again, very low speed. And now the remaining half of flour. Mix that in at slow speed. And now the rest of the milk. And at this point, I like to scrape down my bowl one more time. You can see that some of the flour has still stuck to the sides of the mixing bowl. And then one more good mix. And that's good. You don't want to overmix, but you want everything to be nicely combined. So now we're going to clean off our paddle. We don't need that anymore. And I'll just show you what this batter looks like. So beautiful, creamy and fluffy, and you can smell the warmth of the vanilla and all that butter and sugar. So now to make this a blueberry cake, we have to fold in the blueberries. So I'll just put this to one side over here and I'll grab my berries. The original recipe for this cake called for 1 cup of blueberries, half a cup in the cake batter, and then another half a cup for sprinkling on top. To be honest, I probably have about a cup and 3/4 of berries. I really like a good ratio of blueberries to cake in this recipe, but if you are baking it for the first time, maybe start out with the original 1 cup of berries and then work your way up from there. That will give you the best results, but I've been gradually adding more berries and the cake still turns out just fine. But too many berries, and if they're overly ripe, they might make your cake a little soggy. First, we're going to coat the berries in a little bit of flour so that they don't just sink to the bottom of the cake. So this is my entire amount of berries, and I'm going to take out about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup into a separate bowl. And I'm just eyeballing this. So there's my probably 3/4 of a cup of blueberries. And I have 1 teaspoon of flour. And I'm just going to sprinkle that over the berries. So now just gently toss the flour and berries together so that the berries are well coated in the flour. Oh, one got away. Back in the bowl. You're just looking to dust the berries with flour. And this will help to keep the blueberries suspended in the cake batter. There, that's it. I think I'll get this out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. That's better. Okay, so now I have my berries that have been coated in flour, and I'm just going to gently fold this throughout the cake batter. We're not trying to really give this any kind of mix at all right now. We're just trying to fold the berries and get them evenly distributed throughout the cake batter. So into the cake batter, and just a gentle folding motion. And really just a few turns of the spatula is going to do it. So take care to be gentle at this step. You don't want to crush any of the blueberries. So now we'll grab our pan and we'll just scrape this batter into the pan. And use your spatula to get every last bit of that batter. It's so delicious. Spread this out in the pan very gently. Again, you don't want to crush those blueberries. Just use your spatula to push that batter into the corners of the pan. Smooth out your top. And now for the remaining blueberries. And now we're just going to scatter these over the top of the cake batter as evenly as you can. If you get a few that are kind of gathered in one spot, just pick them up and move them around. But really, this is a very easy, casual cake, so it doesn't really matter. And that was probably 3/4 of a cup of blueberries. So there's your blueberries on top. And last but not least, we have the cinnamon sugar topping. So I have 1/4 of a cup of white sugar. I'm just going to pour that into a little bowl. And I have a teaspoon of cinnamon. The original recipe called for just half a teaspoon of cinnamon, but I really like the combination of blueberries and cinnamon sugar, and I don't think you can go wrong by adding a little bit more cinnamon to this. Mix that all together, and now we're going to lightly sprinkle this cinnamon sugar over the top of the cake batter. Do it from a height, and that will make sure that the sugar falls a little more evenly. Make sure that every bit of that batter has a little dusting of cinnamon sugar. I find the edges are the place that will get missed. Now slide this into the oven to bake. It could take as long as 40 to 45 minutes, but it could take less than that. So I start checking this around the 30-minute mark, and you'll know it's done when you put a little toothpick in and it comes out nice and clean. So 350 oven for about 40 to 45 minutes, but start checking it at 30 because everyone's oven is different. My kitchen smells so wonderful right now, and I think our cake is done. Let's take it out of the oven and give it a test. So beautiful. Lovely cinnamon sugar, crackly top, and the blueberries have exploded within that cake batter, and it just smells fantastic. Grab a little toothpick and give it a poke and see if it's finished. Yep, toothpick comes out clean, so I think this cake is done. So now we're just going to let it cool for a few minutes, but this cake is wonderful when it's still warm, so let's give it about 20 minutes to cool off, and then we'll cut it into squares and see what it tastes like. It's hard to be patient. Here's our beautiful blueberry cake, and it's still very warm, but I have used the parchment paper to lift it out of the pan, and I let it cool for about 20 minutes, but this cake is wonderful served warm. It's also wonderful served cold. It's just very versatile. So I can't wait to cut into this and see what it tastes like. Would you like to join me in a piece? Let's try this little corner right here. Oh, it's very soft. I hope I baked it long enough. Oh yes, beautiful, buttery, soft, and bursting with blueberries. You can see the blueberries are suspended throughout the cake. There's nothing like blueberries, vanilla, cinnamon, butter. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. Let's see what this tastes like. The blueberries are suspended in that gorgeous brown sugar and vanilla and butter cake batter, and everything's accented with cinnamon sugar on top. There's still a little bit of steam coming off this. This would be great with a scoop of vanilla ice cream too. That is blueberry heaven. The blueberries are juicy. They burst in your mouth as you bite into the cake. The cake itself is so soft and buttery and tender. It's just a little slice of summer. I know you're going to love this cake. I should tell you a little bit about the backstory. This cake recipe has been making the rounds for many, many years. It was made famous in, I believe, the 1950s during a Pillsbury bake-off. And it has a very unique name from those days. It's called Blueberry Boy Bait. And I think the legend has it that the young gal who made the cake and entered it in this bake-off wanted to give it a unique name, and she said that whenever she baked it, the boys just loved eating it. Well, I love eating it too, so it could be Blueberry Girl Bait. I would be so happy if someone baked this for me. Whoever you bake it for will absolutely love it. I've taken this to backyard barbecues, I've served it at dinner parties, I've baked it just for my family, and it gets inhaled. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you love blueberry recipes, you might want to check out my recipe for blueberry lemon scones. I'll post the recipe here. And also a Nova Scotia favorite around here this time of year is called Blueberry Grunt. And if you've never heard of that, you're in for a treat. And I'll leave the link to that recipe as well. So all sorts of blueberry recipes here in coastal Nova Scotia. You'll enjoy baking them, you'll enjoy eating them even more, and I just want to thank you for hanging out with me in my kitchen, and we'll bake together again very soon. Bye for now.